Hey there, my name's Melanie and I'm here today to talk to you about the ins and outs, do's and don'ts, and everything in between about social media, specifically Instagram. When you first create your Instagram name, you do not want your name to be anything that screams mascara beauty. So take my name for instance, my name's Melanie, and the worst thing that I could have done when I first started my account was name it Mascara with Melanie or Melanie's Mascara or anything of the sort. Okay, so you don't want your name to limit you in any way. My biggest tip when it comes to your name is just have it be just that, your name, a nickname, or something that's very simple and minimal and doesn't limit you to what you are going to be sharing on your social media. Number two comes to your bio or your profile, the information that's in that little square under your Instagram name. If you didn't know, people run from a salesman, and if your name or your profile scream, buy my product, I sell mascara beauty, join my team, people won't even care what you're selling. They will instantly run for the hills, okay? And last on this subject is your picture. You need your picture on your social media to be of you. You're creating your brand, and it shouldn't be of your kids, or it shouldn't be your favorite emoji, or it shouldn't be a cartoon character of yourself, or a landscape, or anything like that. People can't connect to and relate to something like that. So if you are wanting to really take this business and run with it, you need your first impression to be the best impression when it comes to your name, your profile, and the picture of you on your social media. Number two, when it comes to your social media, you do not want to have your account private. You do not want to limit your audience and your reach to just those that feel like requesting you, right? So my suggestion is, if you don't want your kids seen or your personal life seen on social media, it's okay to have a separate Instagram account that is private, that you only let certain people see. But when it comes to your business account, it needs to be public. It needs to be easily accessible, and you want the algorithm of Instagram to be able to shout it to the masses and reach as many people as possible, right? So you do not want to have a private business page. Kind of goes along with what I was just talking about. You do not want to have multiple accounts for multiple different subjects. So even if you love exercise, or you're a photographer, or you already have a love or a home decor account, or a DIY home crafts and stuff like that. No matter what your loves and passions are, you do not need to have multiple accounts for those. Number one, it's so unnecessary, so much work. It's not income producing, and you're just running yourself ragged, running 3 different accounts when you should combine all the things you love, all the things you're passionate about into one amazing account that is your brand, that is sharing everything that you love, that you can offer to the world, should be in one awesome account all about you. Okay, the next one is graphics and replicated content. So at Mascara Beauty, they're always creating beautiful graphics for different collections, new products, eyeshadow combinations, brush collection, all the things. But let me tell you, in my opinion, those things are more for your stories, or even for when you can post multiple pictures on one post. If the main picture is something about you and then they can swipe over and see a beautiful graphic, that's one thing. But when people come to your account, you don't want them to see graphics or replicated content that they can find on a million other pages, on Pinterest, on hundreds if not thousands of other artists' pages. You want it to be unique to you. You want your page or your account to be filled with content that they cannot find anywhere else. I think of graphics and replicated content as junk mail. Who likes to go to your email account or your snail mail mailbox out in front of your house and get a bunch of ads and newspapers and like value booklets, that kind of thing. I know if you're like me, you avoid the mailbox just for that reason. You don't even care, at least I don't even care what those ads are selling or what discounts they have. Most of the time those things automatically go in the trash, and that is exactly how your audience is going to feel when they come to your page and is all they see is graphics or replicated content that they've seen on a million other pages. Do not post only about makeup or mascara beauty. It feels spammy, it feels salesy, and like I said, even if you are selling the Fountain of Youth, people naturally are put off or run from a salesman. So make sure you have a variety of content. My suggestion is probably at least I would say maybe 5 to 1. So you want 5 of your posts to be about you. What is unique to you? What do you have a love and passion for? What brings you joy in your life? To maybe 1 mascara post. And then, 3, 4, or 5, again, unique to you posts about whatever else you love, and then a mascara post. You really want to draw your audience to your account for any other reason other than mascara beauty or whatever you're selling or profiting off of. If you're screaming mascara beauty all the time, people are just going to unfollow or hide your posts and want nothing to do with it. So make sure you're offering a variety of content on your page. The next one is cold messaging. Here at Mascara Beauty, if you didn't know, we really pride ourselves on being everything that direct sales is known for. We don't want to be, right? We do not want to be salesy or spammy or pushy, and we surely don't want to be cold messaging anyone. And even if I still call it a cold message, if you add someone as a friend, give it like a couple of days or a week and then message them about Mascara Beauty, about the opportunity or the makeup, it still feels disingenuous, it still feels fake and salesy, and nobody likes that feeling at all. And my biggest suggestion as far as this goes is make genuine connections. I'm not saying not to friend people, not to reach out and make friendships and relationships, but make them genuine. Follow them, see what they're interested in, become friends with them, and then let the opportunity of Mascara Beauty, of trying the makeup or joining your team come naturally. It really will come naturally without you having to feel like uncomfortable or making them feel uncomfortable with cold or even warm messages. Okay, on to the next one. I really recommend not paying for followers, using bots, or even doing the follow for follow method. All of them are not going to work for you. They may work temporarily. You may get a few followers with all these methods, but they're not going to be genuine, they're not going to be authentic, and they are not going to be income producing. So it's not getting you anywhere to have 5, 10, 15,000 fake friends. They're not buying your makeup, they're not joining your team. It's much more valuable to have a small amount of followers that actually are there for the right reasons. So definitely quality over quantity, and I never recommend using any of those methods to grow your social media. Building a social media takes work. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a lot of work and a lot of consistency, and by that it's going to maybe look different for everyone, but it's still going to be consistent. You're going to find what works for you and your schedule and your life, but then you have to be consistent with it. Maybe that's posting 3 or 4 times a week. Maybe that's posting 7 days a week, but it's surely not posting 3 days this week and then not at all the next 2 weeks, and then maybe once, and then maybe 5 times. You really got to find your method and stick with it. And I definitely suggest at least 3-4 times a week, if not more. Consistency and really planting those seeds is the key to building a social media. Don't compare yourself to artists that have been with this company for a long time from the beginning, or that had a following before they started Mascara Beauty. You are not going to jump into this business and have that 10K swipe up in just a couple of months. I promise you, those of us that have been here for a while, or have been working with social media and have a good following, it's because we have dedicated a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort to it, and it won't happen overnight. So give it time and be realistic with your expectations. Do not copy another person's account or wording or the way they, their editing style or anything like that. Do not go and find a successful account and copy it, verbatim. It's one thing to, and I really actually do suggest going and finding your 5 favorite Instagram accounts and asking yourself, why do I like this account? Why does this account bring me joy or make me laugh or spark happiness in my day? Why do I look forward to seeing these posts? And then tie that into your own account, make it your own, make it unique to you. But definitely do not copy verbatim what you're seeing on other accounts. It's going to come across as fake and disingenuous and not authentic. So definitely feel free to get ideas from your favorite accounts and make them your own. You do not want to portray perfection. Gone are the days of social media, perfect Barbie dolls, Barbie doll bodies, Barbie doll houses, Barbie and Ken marriages, perfectly dressed children, perfectly well-behaved children. Yes, the social media hype of that happened and now it's gone, and we are trying to get away from that. People don't want to see that anymore. That caused a lot of anxiety and sadness and depression and insecurity in women all over the world, and we want to portray authenticity and reality. That doesn't mean I think you should be a Debbie Downer and airing my dirty laundry on social media, but people definitely want to be feel like they can relate to you, feel like they are not alone in maybe their trials or struggles. So if you're going through infertility, or if you have suffered with postpartum depression, or if you've went through a divorce, or if you have a special needs child, or any sort of things that you can, offer advice to, or that you've struggled with and you've learned from, or anything like that, you can definitely put that on your social media. If you have tips and tricks on how to budget for meals or keep your house clean while juggling 4 kids, all of those things women struggle with and get down on themselves with every day. If you have had a weight loss journey, I can think of lots of things that can look like hardships and trials and sad things, but you can turn them into a positive, and although they are not perfect, you can make them a happy, positive light in the world and offer advice and help and relatability to your audience. Okay, I don't know what number I'm on, so the next one is hashtags. You guys do not want to forget about hashtags, and they are crucial. I think of hashtags just like I would think of a letter. So pretend you write a letter and it's amazing and it has so much value and you're so excited to send it out into the world, but you don't write an address on the front. You may even write a name, but you don't write a address, and you put a stamp on it, you think it's good to go, you put it in your mailbox. That letter has nowhere to go. There's no recipient on the other end without hashtags. Hashtags are what connect you with all the things that you love and what you're wanting to offer to the world. So make sure you're hashtagging, and I think it's most beneficial to hashtag in the description of your post rather than posting and then hashtagging in the comments. I see that done a lot, and for me it's been more successful if I add my hashtags in the actual description of my post. There is a little bit of a method to hashtagging though. You do not want, if you have no followers, or if you have 200, 300, 400, or even 4,000 followers, you want your hashtags to be, there's a method to it, as far as you don't want to hashtag something that has been hashtagged 3 million times or even 100,000 times. You want to gauge your hashtags based on your following. So pretend you're in that like 300 to 3,000 followers range. You want your hashtags to be again, maybe around 3,000 up to 10,000. But if it's been used more than that, think of yourself as a little fish in a great big huge pond, great big huge ocean. If you're using overused hashtags, number one, Instagram's gonna see that as spammy and like you're trying to play with the big dogs kind of thing, and they're not going to promote your post or boost your post like they would if you were using hashtags that are in your playing field. As your Instagram following grows, you'll be able to use more popular hashtags because just like the fish, you're kind of growing with the fish around you, and now you have 10,000 followers. You've hit that 10,000 mark, so you could start using hashtags that have been used maybe 30 to 100,000 times, and then as you grow and you get towards the 100,000 follower mark, you can you'll grow, use hashtags as you grow. The more popular hashtags will be beneficial when you can actually compete in that range. But if you are using overused hashtags and you're still at that lower following, you're never going to be seen. So next advice is love people and they will love you back. Or think of it as, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. If you see posts or accounts that you love, that resonate with you, that bring you joy, shout them out, give them a boost, show them in your stories, show up and say, hey you guys, I don't know if you follow this girl, but she is so awesome. She's so amazing. She shares this, that, and the other. Or if you're into home decor and you see an amazing like before and after transformation of DIY home decor and you love it, promote it. Put it in your stories. Tag them in maybe a home decor picture that you posted that you got inspiration from. I promise you, it may not happen right away, but eventually they're going to love you back. They're going to scratch your back for you just like you did for them. So, and it will widen your audience exponentially. So for me, my page is mostly hair and short hair. So for the longest time, I would tag or shout out all of the different accounts or short hair stylists or just short people with short hair with really cool hair color. And for the longest time, it didn't get me anywhere, but I was consistent and I kept doing it. And guess what? Those big hair pages that had hundreds of thousands or even millions of followers eventually loved me back and reposted my pictures or my videos or my tutorials, and my audience and my numbers on social media grew so much in such a short amount of time. So that's a huge one. Love people and they will love you back. Don't forget about stories, you guys. I feel like people get really caught up on their posts and their feed and what should my page be all about. But even if you have that figured out, you don't want to forget about stories, about IGTV, about going live. All of those things are very, very, very valuable. IGTV is very underutilized when it comes to especially mascara artists. I see, and even myself, I mean, this is the pot calling the kettle, so I don't use it nearly enough. But stories, you do not have to necessarily show up consistently 3 times a day in your feed, but you should be storying, and your stories can be random and they can be fun and they can be real life. You should be showing up like showing your no makeup, that you have acne, that you're a real person with a real life, with real children that make messes and all the things. So make sure you're utilizing stories, going live, and IGTV on a regular basis. So there's a lot that goes into, why are you posting what you're posting? Is there a reason, or did you just feel like, oh, I haven't posted in 3 days and I gotta be consistent, so I don't really have any content, but I'm just gonna put this random picture up? You don't wanna do that, okay? I honestly think posting an invaluable post is almost worse than just not posting at all. And I know some of these are contradicting, but you'll figure it out as you go. You want to ask yourself with every single post, what is this post doing for my audience? And I feel like every post should offer value of some sort. So it should teach them something, they should be learning something from it, or it should inspire them, or it should motivate them, or it should make them feel like they can relate to you, like they're not alone in their struggles, as I mentioned earlier. But you don't want to just post to post for no reason. Every post should offer some kind of value to your audience so that they walk away feeling like, I feel better, I can get through this day, or I just learned something I didn't know, or that, DIY hack, or cleaning hack, or mom hack, or whatever it is, really is going to change my life. So I always come back to the whole theory or saying of people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, people will forget what they heard, people will forget what they saw on the post, but people will not forget how you made them feel, how that resonated with them, or what value that brought to their own life. So make sure you're asking yourself, what value is this post bringing to my audience? Pictures and posts are not enough. People need to, I feel like people make the mistake too often, whatever it is that their platform is, if it's hair, if it's makeup, if it's home decor, if it's exercise and eating healthy, it's really easy to just post pretty pictures, right? But people aren't getting anything out of that. They want to be shown, okay, like I get that you just posted a beautiful picture of eyeshadow, but show me how. How can I do that in my own house, in my own routine with, my own skills? So pictures are not enough. You have to offer how they can replicate that at home. Offer value and tips and tricks and tutorials where you're actually showing them how to use 3D foundation. Don't just post your before and afters because people are looking at those pictures thinking, yeah, but I can't do it. Yeah, but I would never be able to do that at home myself, until you show them how. So make sure that you're doing more than just pictures. Okay, unique descriptions. This is a big thing. So when you're doing your post or your story or your tutorial, make your descriptions unique. Make them funny, make them quirky, make them unique to you. And one of my biggest tips is ask questions. Get some interaction and engagement going with your audience. So ask open-ended questions when you're posting so that people will have to comment. That's only going to boost your engagement and put you at the top of those posts on Instagram, offering your content to an even wider audience. So get some people interacting on your page, and it will make a huge difference in the growth of your social media. So ask for advice, ask for opinions, ask for experiences. Just ask open-ended questions to get back that feedback and that engagement on your post, and do it every single time and you will skyrocket. Okay, make sure you follow up. So it's one thing to do a post or a story and then just forget about it. Just, you did a post, you got it done for the day, and never look at your social media again for the next day or 2 days or 3 days. It's super important to follow up on every single comment, every single DM, every single message that you get. Either like it, well, definitely like it, but comment, respond back, and respond back with more than just thanks or thank you or an emoji. Make sure you're using, I think it's like, you want to use like 4 words or more on your responses to people. And that way Instagram is reading that as authentic and genuine, and that you're actually creating relationships and connections with your audience, and you will be boosted in the algorithms. So make sure you are interacting. And thanks to Amanda Hill, this is called the golden hour. She really has talked about how for 1 hour after you post, so right when you post, kind of try to be on your social media for an hour after your post so that you can interact and answer questions, because that golden hour is the most crucial for boosting your posts on social media. So make sure you're available and checking back and answering questions, comments, and DMs. Okay, my very last tip is work hard. You guys have to think of social media as planting seeds and growing your crops. So you cannot do it one day and then wait a week or 2 weeks. You cannot wait a week, or you can't do it and then think, why are my plants not here? Where are my trees? Where are my flowers? It takes work and it takes consistency, and you need to water and plant those seeds and do it over and over and over and over again. Work hard, water your crops, don't compare yourself to the person or the artist next to you or above you or in the top 10 of the company or going to Rhapsody or any of those things. You are on your own journey and you can do it. I promise. I hope this helped, and I will talk to you soon.